Waco. How y'all doing? Make some noise. We braved the rain. We sold this place out. Give yourselves a hand. Awesome. We got two amazing comedians coming out tonight. And as a special treat, I know you guys are excited, but because this is a sold-out show, a special treat, it's going to be hosted by me, thrift store Travis Kelce. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't look like Travis Kelce, but I just kind of look like generic white celebrities, and he's like the most famous one right now. So people can, one person said that, and I thought that was good enough. So usually I'm happy about Travis Kelce though, because he's really jacked. So if someone thinks I'm jacked, that's cool. Usually I get compared to less jacked celebrities. One time I got Liam Hemsworth. I was like, Hemsworth, okay. Yeah, I looked that up. That's the one that's not Thor. So yeah, I don't know why. And I used to get John Krasinski, when he was Jim Halpert from The Office. Yeah, I've not gotten him since he became Jack Ryan. I don't know what that's about, but something has changed. No, my wife knows exactly what that's about, because the other day I had a sweater on and I put a big heavy coat on and I was about to leave the house and she said, "Whoa, don't you think that's a little bit too much weight for your frame?" She said it like she was at the gym with me and saw me put 345s on each side of the bar that I was going to bench press. She's like, "Whoa, why don't we start with a windbreaker, get a few reps in, work our way up to a cardigan. We're not trying to hurt ourselves on a personal record day with a big coat, But I wonder, why am I built this way? Is it genetics? Nature versus nurture? And it's definitely nurture, because my dad is pretty strong. My grandfather, he's really strong. He's 97 years old. He lives alone. But it's how he was raised, because he grew up in the Depression in Louisiana. And at one point he was so poor, he lived in a tent on the bayou. That's a real thing. He lived in a tent on the bayou. And when he was in his 80s, he was working out, as you do when you're 80. And he popped his bicep up into his arm. Didn't go to the doctor. Well, I don't mean to brag about my own privilege, but I grew up in a house. Yeah, and the other day I went to the doctor because I sat for too long. So it's definitely a nurture thing, Love being here in Waco. This is awesome. I grew up in Tyler. Okay, all right, yeah, there we go. That's usually the reaction I get. So, but yeah, Tyler's similar to Waco. It's a similar size to Waco. But then you guys went and got internationally well known on us. People come here to Waco, right? That's kind of weird. And you have an internationally recognized landmark, the silos, And whatever you think about the silos, whatever you think about Chip and JoJo, that's a positive image of Waco. That's better than what Waco's previously known landmark was, Wow, so you guys know that I'm talking about the Fazoli's on I-35. You guys still have a Fazoli's? I don't know if you guys know this, Fazoli's went out of business when Blockbuster went out of business. There's one Blockbuster left, there's one Fazoli's, and you guys have it?
We have two.
Oh, there's two, okay, even better. Wow, okay, so one is in prime real estate on I-35, and you got another one as well. That's amazing. Tyler, like I said, Tyler, about Waco, we had a Fazoli's. It lasted 1 year and went out of business 25 years ago, because even in Tyler we were like, that is not real Italian food. We don't have Italian people in Tyler, by the way. We have one Italian restaurant. It's owned by Romanian people. So our standards are not high, and we were still no, Fazoli's is not it, I saw the billboard, you can get a lunch there for $4. They're making a hey. That owner of Fazoli's is here. He's like, don't tell them about this. Fazoli's is for people who think Olive Garden is too ethnic. If you go to Olive Garden and you order the chicken fettuccine Alfred, go to Fazoli's. That's what Fazoli's is for. Get your $4 lunch. They're making a profit on that. Don't think about how. Just eat the food. That is not the food. Anyway, like I said, I grew up in Tyler. I was back recently, and I was thinking about, what did I do in high school, right? These towns, you don't have a lot to do in high school, so I remembered what I did. My friends and I would ride around in his Toyota 4Runner. He had a big subwoofer in the back. And we would just blast rap music. Windows down, sunroof open, blasting rap music. Just two white private school kids riding around town listening to I'm So Hood as we pulled up to the country club for lunch. And look, I'm still so hood. Like, I listen to way too much rap music to wear pearl snaps. But if you need advice, like, I don't want to tell you anything that I would want to tell you. Like, it doesn't sound cool. I'm going to tell you a rap lyric. That also doesn't sound cool when I say it. So, like, if you said, hey, Scott, how do I maintain strong relationships? I'll be like, I stopped smoking with haters back in '94. That's what Pimp C said. It was cool when he said it. When Scott says it, it doesn't make sense because I was 4 years old in 1994. I don't smoke and I don't have haters because I don't do anything well. So, not good advice. Or if you say, hey Scott, you look like your parents tried to make you go to law school. That's true. Got any legal advice? Yeah, I do. The glove compartment's locked, so is the trunk in the back, and I know my rights, so you're going to need a warrant for that. That's what Jay-Z said. That's how I know to prevent cops from illegally searching my car for drugs. Little problem with that advice from this. Look at me. I'm giving a cop a guided tour of my car, okay? My glove compartment's not locked. I'm like, hey, would you like a mint? I don't even know anything about drugs. And this is honest. I don't know anything about drugs except from rap music. Like, this is a true story. My wife and I, in our first apartment, we would smell a real skunky smell coming from the vents. 20 minutes after 4 every afternoon. I don't know, just random time. Never occurred to us it was drugs. I am not kidding. I called the apartment complex and reported that a skunk died in our vents. They didn't even send a maintenance man. They just wrote narc and 183 and raised my rent. Growing up in Tyler, though, East Texas, big football area. Big football fans here.
Yes.
Yeah, football fans. Okay, yes, clap for a sport. Yeah, so big football area, and I did play football. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, I don't know if I believe you. And right now I'm 6'4", 180 pounds of pure bone. And but I was built different in high school. I was built very different in high school because I was 5'8", 150 pounds of pure fat, and they made me play offensive line. So, I mean, do you know how embarrassing it is to just line up, down, set, hut, oh, knocked on your butt, down, set, hut, oh, knocked on your butt. I'm gonna do one more. Down, set, hut, knocked on your butt, over and over and over again by the blocking sled. Doesn't even push back. But the thing is, like, nobody wanted me to play. I had to convince my parents to let me play. My friends made fun of me for playing, and my coaches wished I hadn't played. And they had to let me, though, because it was our school's first year of football. We had 23 guys on the roster. They couldn't cut me. They were stuck with me all year. I don't know if you guys know a lot about football. People who cheer for football know this, but there's 11 spots on offense, there's 11 spots on defense, and there's 11 spots on special teams. If you good people at Waco are good at math, that's 33 spots. There were 23 guys. That means some guys were playing on 2 or 3 of those teams, and I got to play on none of those teams. Just didn't play. And my friends, they would make signs. I was number 68. They would put 68 on these signs, and they would show up to games, and they would go, 68, 68, put him in, put him in. There were 11 guys on the field at all times. There's only 13 guys on the sidelines. I can't even hide from my friends who were heckling me for 3 hours. It was awful, and I bottled all that up. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to make one play. I'm going to make one play. They're going to say Scott Bedgood, number 68 in the stadium. It's all going to be worth it. I got it, guys. It happened. Last game of the season, playing our crosstown rival. Stadium's packed. Our punt team goes out there. Here's 68, get out there. Here we go. Here we go. Punt goes up. Their punt returner, he's waiting on it. He's waiting on it. 68 coming down the field. Peep the athleticism and how I fake run. He hears the footsteps. Oh no, he hears the footsteps. Oh! He fumbles. Guess what? Right on top of it. Whole stadium hears. Fumble recovered by number 68, Scott Bedgood. Oh yeah, that's what the stadium sounded like. The sidelines going crazy. My friends with the signs were like, that's why we put him on the signs, because he's good. He's underutilized talent. That's what we were saying about him, you know? And it's, you know, and my parents' friends, they go to high five my parents and they weren't there. They went to dinner because they thought I wasn't going to play. They were going to show up late. Can you imagine that? So they show up to the game with like 2 minutes left. Their friends are like, Scott recovered a fumble. They said it in the whole stadium. Oh my gosh, you missed it. And they were like, I don't think so. You know what the worst part is? They were right, that was not me. My team needed offensive line help, and they weren't going to put me in. So during the week, they took my number, gave it to a receiver who could not catch. He played offensive line that week. He wore number 68. They didn't update the rosters. This is the only play he made in his entire life. He stands up with the football and hears, fumble recovered by number 68, Scott Bedgood. Worst thing ever for him, but I got celebrated. I was in the newspaper the next day. I was a legend on campus. People were high-fiving me, hugging me. I mean, congratulations for weeks. Like, dude, he did all the work on the football field. I got all the work. I got all the coverage in the media. I told you you were going to hear from Thrift Store Travis Kelsey, but in high school, I was Thrift Store Taylor. Hey, we saw that again. I was Thrift Store. I can't talk. Hold on just a second. All right, say it with me now. I was Thrift Store. All right, hey, thank you so much, guys. All right, make some noise for your next comedian, your first comedian over the stage. What's up, Waco? How we doing? We're back from intermission. We're feeling good. Somebody pop out to Fazoli's on the way. So get you that food real quick, because they don't cook it. So, yeah. Speaking of food, I should admit something. I'm a big boneless wings guy, and where are my boneless wings people at? Yeah, wow. Waco's a boneless wings crowd. I like that, because usually people boo me. Oh, I hear the haters. I always hear the haters, because they're always like, oh, you like chicken nuggets? Yeah, I love chicken nuggets. Who doesn't? Like, I've never been at Chick-fil-A and been like, you know what these need? Let's put some bones in these nuggets so I can enjoy them. People say like, oh, it's a little childish to order boneless wings at a bar. Yeah, you know what's more childish? Ordering boneless wings at a bar or sitting there with your dinner smeared all over your face and your fingers and drinking your drink like this? I know what's more childish. Hey, speaking of food, it is Ramadan. Any Muslims out there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ramadan Mubarak. For those of you who don't know, Ramadan is the holy month in Islam where they fast all day, then they eat their meal after sundown. And I think it's really important to be building bridges between religions, and so I'm often having conversations with people of other religions. And I'm having a lot of conversations with Muslims, like when I'm in Ubers. And one day I was in an Uber, and after the driver had cut through 3 different parking lots, I was like, excuse me, Mohammed Earnhardt. Is it Ramadan? Like, have you not eaten today? And he was like, yes, you're the last customer of the day, and then I'm going to eat for the first time. I'm starving. And I was like, okay, well, you're going to get me there quick, but maybe dead. But, I was like, hey, does it ever get easier, like fasting during Ramadan? You ever get used to it? And he was like, no. It's always really, really hard. But, religion. I was like, look, I get it. I'm a Christian. Sometimes on Sundays, pastor talks for too long. And I'm 5 minutes late to brunch. Have you seen the line at Fazoli's on a Sunday? It's ridiculous. But we all make sacrifices for religion. All right, you guys excited for your headliner tonight? Okay, he is a really great comedian from the Dallas area. He was a finalist at the Boston Comedy Festival. He recently returned from the comedy store in LA. So it's a real treat for you guys. So I want y'all to make a lot of noise and put your hands together for Seth Coles.